What? What? He did it again? Another $4,000 in 22 some seconds? You know what? You know what it is? I figured it out, guys. It's a demo account. He's paper trading. Or you know what? You know what it is? He took a gamble and he got lucky. You know what? Why do I even bother? Just watch the video and figure it out for yourself. Just see it for yourself. Just watch it. Just watch the video. What's up, guys? Madaz here with another live trading video, just the way you guys like it, and of course just the way I like it as well, because if I'm making these live trading videos, that means I'm making some pretty nice trades and some fast money trades. 4,600 some odd dollars in, again, 22 seconds. That must be my lucky number. I should probably go and buy a lottery ticket and pick 22 as one of my numbers. Maybe I'll get rich and I won't ever have to trade again. But for the time being, I'm still a trader, and today I nailed yet another earnings play. I won't go into too much detail. I'm going to keep this video more short and sweet. If you guys want to look more into the logistics behind how I set up the after hours earnings trade, go ahead and click on the link in the top right of this video that should be popping up. It's going to be the Apple earnings video where I go into a little bit more detail of how I set it up. And basically, just to summarize, I'd open up a 4-hour chart because I get to see the pre-market and after hours in addition to just the big overall picture itself. You could pick whatever you want. I just happen to go with the 4-hour chart. It helps me see the wide range where this stock can potentially move. The daily chart also quite helpful as well, but it doesn't include the pre-market and after hours, so that's why I have it on the small chart, not the big chart. The main chart I'm going to be looking at is the 4-hour chart, and of course you got to have the 1-minute chart, not the three that you're used to, but the 1-minute chart, because these trades are so quick. 22 seconds, as you guys have noticed on the Apple and also on this video as well. You'll see 3 minutes, simply too big of a time frame, not enough information. So 1 minute is actually the most appropriate one for this particular case. So as you can see, I have it right here, labeled the major supports and resistances. As for some of these other indicators I use a Fibonacci retracement. You can draw them many different ways. There's no right or wrong way to do them, as long as you get the big picture. Again, I basically just draw them from the highs of the recent move, in this case the all-time highs here, as you can see on Nvidia, and then I used about, I think, the 52-week lows or something like that. But you could do whatever you want. You could draw multiple retracements and find some sort of convergence and see if there's any levels that are seen that come up in multiple Fibonacci retracement drawings, as well as support and resistance. A lot of times they line up together, they coincide, so usually they would help. In this particular case with Nvidia, it typically makes around like a 10-15 point move, so I'm expecting right now with Nvidia around around the 200 area. I'm expecting this thing to pop around to 215, and if it were to tank around to 185, you can see the corresponding support resistance levels as well as the Fibonacci retracements as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just jump straight to the point. No point in dilly-dallying, guys. Let's watch the video. We're going to pick it up right here, about 30 seconds to earnings.
NAE, November Echo Echo, NextEra Energy reaffirms long-term growth expectations for limited partner distribution without need to sell common equity until 2020 at the earliest.
So obviously that's not my voice. That's actually the voice of Charlie from Benzinga Charlie, as he's affectionately known. So I'm subscribed to Benzinga Pro, which is, again, is a news feed. It's probably one of the best news feeds out there, which is why I use them. And they are very instrumental in helping me listen to the earnings report that as it comes out, obviously, because I don't have time to scroll through and compare all the EPS, the revenues, and the guidance and all that. So I just have the Squawk Box feature from the Benzinga Pro from the Benzinga Pro newsfeed, Benzinga Charlie. He reads it to me, and I go ahead and act accordingly and make the trade. So again, if you guys are interested, link is in the description for Benzinga Pro. They recently just took about 40% off, I believe, their essential package, which is their middle package. Madaz 25, all caps, is the promo code for 25% off. Link in the description.
It's November Echo Echo.
About 5 seconds to earnings. Nvidia releases earnings at 4:20 Eastern Time. So again, what am I looking for, guys? I'm looking for the bids to drop off. Look at the level 2, okay? I had a comment on the last video. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Use your mouse pointer. What the hell are you talking about? I'm looking at the level 2, guys. This is the level 2. This is called the level 2. This is the bids. These are the asks, okay? Bids, asks, offers, whatever you want to call them, okay? So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the level 2 to see if the bids fall off for the shorts trade, or if the ask starts thinning out for the long trade. So I basically have hotkeys set up, hotkeys for the short, hotkeys for the long. And then I also have hotkeys to exit the long and hotkeys to exit the short. So these are all hotkeys. It's way too fast to do it with your normal punching in the price. It's not going to work, guys. I mean, as fast as I am with this, with my 125 words per minute typing skills, I still can't do it. So I rely on hotkeys for this one. And again, as a disclaimer, I said this in the last video in case you guys didn't watch the last video. I don't want to hear it in the comments. I don't want to hear it on Twitter or Instagram, whatever. Just don't yell at me if you guys tried this trade at home and lose your ass, because as a disclaimer, it's extremely risky and it requires you to be extremely fast. And if you're not fast enough, you're going to lose your ass. Point made. All right, guys, here we go. You see Nvidia. You see the bids fall off. 196. You see me hit the bid. Let's see what happens.
Nvidia is out. Nvidia, $1.84. That's a 13-cent beat.
So I want to pause it right here and say and make a point that although it shows that I'm down unrealized, I'm actually not down at all on the trade. For whatever reason, daytrader Pro uses the nearest offer in this case, because I'm short, with a number next to it that's not 0. So you see the size being shown as 0. They don't use those to calculate the unrealized. They only go where the 1 is. So wherever there's a size of 0, they don't use that to calculate the unrealized. They use the nearest offer with a size of at least 1 showing. So I'm actually was never down on this trade. If I were to actually cover right here for whatever reason, I would actually, at worst break even or something. Just want to put that out there. So I'm actually never down on this trade. So I'm in here, 196. Tried to get in 1,000 shares. Not enough liquidity. Only filled 385 shares. But you'll see it'll still pay off very nicely in a matter of seconds. So I got in. If you look at the timestamp, it was actually around 4:20:04 seconds. So let's see how long this trade lasts.
Revenue of $3.18 billion.
Boom. Up already huge on the trade. As you can see, I have a line there. I'm expecting, remember, I told you guys I was expecting about a $10 to $15 move in either direction, as Nvidia typically makes that kind of move. So I'm looking at around the 185-ish area to cover, and you'll see me actually get that in there right now.
Short of estimate on Nvidia.
And all covered. Pretty much, you'll see here, basically a bottom tick. Boom, right there. As you can see, basically I got a bottom tick here on Nvidia. Let's, it'll bounce right here.
Nvidia intends to return additional $3 billion to shareholders by the end of FY 2020, which may begin in Q4 of FY 2019. Says Q4.
Boom. And right after the bottom tick, the stock did bounce a little bit. It went a lot lower than I expected, but I got my exit. Okay, so I was actually very happy with this trade. It went a lot lower than I expected. Again, Nvidia typically makes around a $10 to $15 move. I wasn't expecting this thing ended up going down to like 170 or something, and I believe it went down even further to 163 or something like that after like several hours after the fact. But in any case, I got my trade. I captured 13 points, guys. And if you look at the trade again, it was like what, 22 seconds. I got in at 4:20.04. Got out at 4:20.26, I believe. So again, 22 seconds seems to be my lucky number. So got what I wanted. I did the analysis. My analysis told me that I should be covering based off of historical data. I'm not going to take any chances. Not going to gamble. Sure, maybe I could have held 100 shares or something like that. But hey, you know what? I got my move. 13 points. Right? I was expecting 10 to 15. I got 13 points. Pretty much spot on. So Nvidia, you'll see, it'll end up going a little bit lower. I do have a support level drawn here around the 175-ish area, and you'll see me flip to the long side for a bounce, as this stock pretty much has dropped around 30 points.
7% to 16 cents per share. So Nvidia beating on earnings, coming in short on revenue, raising their dividend.
Trying to take a starter here of Nvidia long, don't get filled.
Shares of Nvidia
Decide to cancel the order here. It's a little bouncing without me, but I see I still want my 175s. That's ideal. That's where I have my support level drawn, as well as a Fibonacci level.
Again, the guide is 2.7 billion. The estimate is 3.4 billion on their guidance. So shares dropping sharply here on that. Other stocks, Micron getting a dip here.
And also, I want to make a note that I was a little bit short biased going into this, because obviously cryptos was something that was a huge catalyst for these graphics cards, these GPUs, Nvidia, as well as AMD. And AMD had terrible earnings. They completely crashed pretty hard, although it recovered as of late. But that gave me a reason to be a little bit short bias on Nvidia, and also Bitcoin did crack a critical support level just yesterday, I believe. And on top of that, you know, it's just this chart's just not looking good. I mean, just if you were to look at the daily chart, you can see it's pretty much broken so many support levels, and yeah, it's just not looking good. So a little bit short bias on this, a little bit of a concern that the move could have been baked in, but in any case, you always got to obey the price action. Price action dictates everything. You saw the bids fell off there. It was a short, made the trade, nailed the win. $4,600, 22 seconds. So now I'm currently long.
AMD dropping off of Michael Delta.
As you can see, I'm always in smaller on the secondary trades to protect my profits on the first trade. So even if this thing were to like just dump into the abyss,
Nvidia
it wouldn't be that bad.
Near-term results reflect excess channel inventory.
So Nvidia currently at that critical support level.
Be corrected.
So there we go. Added another 100 shares. So I got 200 shares. Gonna sell the ensuing immediate pop just to be safe, to lock in some wallet pattern gains, some Big Macs, as I always say. Here we go. Should be selling it around 176.5, I believe. See, we got that pop. You do see there we go, sold it. So there was a little bit of a sketchy action there. It looked like it had a chance to go a little bit lower. There was a little bit of a wall around 175 on the offer. If you guys slow it down and watch it again, you'll see that there was a little bit of a wall there around 175. But I was only in like 100 shares at the time, and eventually 200 shares. So I was willing to see if it was gonna hold the stock down. As you can see, eventually it got taken out, popped over 176 to 177, took it off at 176.5. and another $200 to the day. So that's $4,800, guys, in about 3 minutes, almost exactly 3 minutes. And I mean, you can't be happier about, you can't have a better trade. I mean, seriously, it's amazing. I mean, those of you that think that I got lucky or I gambled, I mean, I just pulled it off 2 times in a row. I did back test this strategy with smaller size, 100 shares. I did it on 10 different earnings plays, and I was actually successful on 90% of them. So I did backtest as a small size first before jumping in with bigger size. As you can see, it's paying off pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead and rewind this footage again, just so you guys can see exactly that moment. Slow it down.
earliest.
There we go.
That
And I also want to add that you do notice that Benzinga said that Nvidia did beat on EPS, but they missed on revenues. Again, those of you that are new to earnings that don't understand how they work, sometimes you'll hear that the company beat on earnings, but yet the stock still tanks. Yeah, always got to understand that the market has a different reaction to certain different types of news, okay? So if the price action is telling you that the stock's going to go down, but you're hearing that the stock beat on earnings, you're probably in your best interest to still be shorting. So the same goes for when you're trading a stock and you're reading the news. Oh, that sounds like good news. Why is the stock going down? You know, there's always a hidden agenda. The guys with deep pockets behind the scenes, they control the price action. So the best thing to always look for is the tape, the chart, and the price action. You know, that tells you the whole story. Price action never lies. It's live. It's not subjective. Price action is king for me. So let's go ahead and watch this one more time. But this time we're going to watch it at half speed. So let's see what happens. You guys can see exactly the moment the bids drop off. Here we go. Watch tape. Right there. Right there. You see that? That's exactly the moment. Yeah, slam that hotkey. And you can see I get in right there. Didn't get my full fill. Maybe I was a half second too late. Maybe if I was a half second faster, would have gotten my 1,000 shares, I'd be up $13,000 right now. But you know what? Maybe something for me to work on. Maybe I'm not as fast as I think I am. So there we go.
Nvidia is out. Nvidia, $1.84. That's a 13-cent beat for November Victor Delta Alpha.
I'm gonna lower the volume. That sounds kind of funny.
Revenue of $3.18 billion.
Now let's see if you guys can pinpoint the exit. See that you can find at which moment does the tape turn. Pretty much really close to right there.
So again, Nvidia beating on earnings, missing on revenue.
Yep. So I pretty much nailed the bottom there. Again, the stock did go to 170, but you know, I'm only here to predict that first initial move. I don't want to risk an epic bounce after being out $4,000 in 22 seconds. I go ahead and lock it in. Right when I see the tape turn, you can see that the bids started supporting it a little bit there around that 184, 183, 184, 185 area. You see the ass kind of thinning out. It's at 187. So just don't want to take any chances. Basically, bottom ticked that part of the candle, that part of the move. So I'm happy about that. No problem. So
Q4 revenue expected to be $2.7 billion. Plus
yeah, now it's back down. So as you can see, just played it safe, locked in the big gains. That's pretty much it, guys. Simple as that. Did it 2 times in a row, Apple and Nvidia. Unfortunately, this is probably the last earnings play I will be watching for a while. I usually only trade the FANG stocks for earnings. And in addition to Nvidia, I also try to trade AMD. But I only trade the ones that have potential to make a lot of moves and the ones that are liquid after hours. So I only stick with the FANG stocks, Nvidia, and also AMD, but I'm not so sure about AMD moving forward. But hey, hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. If you guys like this video, of course, like, share, subscribe. I don't know why you guys haven't already. Just do it. Just do it. Anyways, stay tuned for the next live trading video. You guys know it's going to be coming at any time. See you guys soon.